everybody. This is Tammy with Elevated Living today. Okay, so y'all, I am here. I know I've been MIA. I gotta get me some lip gloss. My lips are dry. I'm gonna get up and go get some lip gloss and my laptop. How about that? So, hey y'all, come on in the room. I'm trying to hide my purse from y'all. Give me a minute. If you're coming in the room, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Yeah. So I have some lip gloss here, and when you come in the room, oh God, thumbs up the live. I love this lip oil. It has peppermint in it. Okay. Don't forget to thumbs up the live, y'all. When you come in the room. I know it's been a minute. So, y'all, I know I have been MIA for a minute. Okay, that's on. So I'm going to give YouTube some time to invite people on the live. And today you see the title for the live is dealing with grief. Um, yeah. So this is gonna be a pretty interesting live, and I just may cry on this live, okay? I've cried on some mothers, but not like the ugly boo-hoo cry. Hopefully I won't do that on this one either, okay? So, yeah, it's gonna be dealing with grief, and because this is a part of where I am right now, because it's a part of um, pretty much where I am right now. Let me try something else. Y'all hold the line. I am going to discuss it. Okay? Yeah. So, all right. Anywho, let's go back. But it's pretty much. But it's pretty much. Repeat here, y'all. I want to be able to see somebody comments on the live. So it's pretty much where I am right now, and dealing with grief. So I'm not gonna just keep coming on here acting like it's not happening. Oh wow, we got so many comments. Hello, hello, hello. I was trying to get on here and read from here. Yeah. Let me see if I can get in here. Let's see. Uh, okay. But thank y'all for visiting my live. So I was trying to get in here so I could see y'all comments, okay? see if that can be the case. Okay, here we go. Raju Bazamatori. Hello, hello. Thank you for visiting my live. Fuzz, yes, hey baby. How are you feeling? Love for you. Thank you. Prince Gomez, hi, hi. English or Spanish? English. English. Eric Salem says English. Hello, hello. Mamat. Wow. Hello, hello, hello. All these names. Sahi. Hello, Sahi. Um, Laura Floyd. What up, baby girl? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for stopping in my live. Aubrey. Hi, Aubrey. The book blank. Hello, ma'am. Hello, hello, hello. Hunter's show. No, it say hello. Thank you for visiting my live. Thank y'all for visiting my live. I appreciate it. So, in this live, oh, thank y'all. I got thumbs up already. So, I hope I wasn't showing my whole keyboard, but I can see when the comments come in. Let's see, we have Andy, hi, hi, hi. Thank you for visiting my live. Thank y'all. Thank you for the thumbs up so far. If you're coming in the room, don't forget to thumbs up the live. So I am going to be talking about grieving this morning before I actually start my day. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about grieving. All right, it is a part of where I am right now. So I'm going to discuss it with you all because y'all are a part of the family. Okay, so yeah, so y'all know for the summer, my daughter goes away for the summer, but this summer she really didn't want to go away on her vacation, summer vacation. She wanted to just hang out with me. So I told her it'd be good for at least a week or two. And it'd be good for at least a week or two. Somebody just calling me that she, gets away for at least a week or two. So, um, yeah, so I took her to a camp per se. And I'll go back and pick her up. And yeah, see, I always look away. I was just looking at something. Anywho, I'm contemplating whether or not I'm going to be moving or staying because there's so much going on right now. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even really pack. So I have just been I decided since she's gone, I'm going to be doing some thorough cleaning because all this year I feel like I've been doing gift baskets. So I've been working on gift baskets and working. I just been doing a lot of work. So to me, the apartment is not as organized as it usually is. So she's gone and I've just started I started throwing away stuff before she left, okay? I just started throwing away stuff. Hello, hello. We got more people in the room. Haley, Isabel, hi, you're so pretty. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I always said when I moved here, I want to travel light. I think the only things I want heavy are our beds. That's pretty much it that I want to take around with us wherever we go. But everything else, I just want it light. But every time I get settled in a place, I keep accumulating stuff. So, I am going through some things and deciding, I just been trashing a lot of stuff. And of course, I'm holding on to our like pictures, even though I don't really hang photograph pictures up around. I'm still hanging on to those. So those are in like storage containers. And so I'll be carrying that around with me everywhere. Those and our beds. And I just said I want to travel light, y'all. So I am cleaning out. So this video is about grieving, dealing with grief. Okay? This this is a live. Hey, today I drank hedgehog broth because I wasn't feeling well. Took a shot. What is that? Yeah, my two wives bought me gifts today: a $9,000 watch and Louis Vuitton clothing. I'm from Morocco. Your channel is the best. Well, thank you, Hubert Eugene. You look good. He says I look good for 68. Well, thank you. That's how you deal with grief, okay? You have people around you who make you laugh or smile. That's how you deal with it, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Derek Stewart says, where are you at? I'm in the U.S. I'm in the U.S., but I'm going to do meditation at the end of this live. So if you want your info meditation, you can stick around. I've been doing a lot of meditating this month, and I actually started it, I think the middle of last month, and I'm glad I did. So yeah. So anywho, so I have my mind is just on cleaning up right now. So I'm just throwing out a lot of things, y'all. Cleaning up, trashing a lot of stuff, okay? Like things I just don't use often. I've given away some things like even decor. It's not a whole lot, but I'm gonna be giving it away and switching up even on a decor, whether I decide to stay here or move. The management team here, they've decided that I can do, even though my lease is up, that I can do month to month for a little while I decide whether I'm gonna move or remain here. But I am so ready to travel, and even the more because of the fact that I am grieving, I am wanting to, or I wouldn't say grieving, but well, I am grieving, but experiencing the loss of loved ones is making me want to do some things I really want to do. And I feel to travel. There are some places that I want to go and see. I can stay here and do that, but I'm thinking of moving because this place that I've been looking at, I love just the scenery. Oh my God, just the natural landscaping. And I'm thinking about just going to visit first. But I'm like, I don't even think I need to visit. I just want to go there and live for a while. Because it's going to be, for me, an expensive trip. Unless somebody gifts me with the money to take this trip. But it's going to be an expensive trip. So I think I just want to go move there anyways. I want to explore it for at least a year. I want to go there and live for at least a year. But yeah, I always said I wouldn't leave Atlanta. I love Atlanta, but the longer I stay here, because before I was just home, just doing everything from home and everything, and now that I get out and stuff and deal with people, I still want to stay here, but it's like, do I really? So yeah, I was mostly in the house, but y'all, so we've had, or I've had in our family, I say we because is, our family has been dealing with, had the loss of some loved ones, quite a few. And just before I left Florida, that's why I moved from Florida to Georgia, right? And it's been quite a few, not a whole lot, but a few, more than usual. It just seems like more than the normal from like aging. It's like that really doesn't happen in our family, but it's been a lot of people that have just been transitioning, you know. Yeah. So, and some of them, uh, I think all of them unexpected. So I wanted to talk a little bit about grieving. And it says, what do we have on here? Jeremiah Gonzalez says, Nelson, you have beautiful skin. Thank you. Derek Stewart, stand up. Stand up. I'm going to stand up for y'all. Just give me a minute. Let me talk about grieving, okay? So, I had um, I know when my dad transitioned, my father transitioned, and yeah, happy belated day, Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. From yesterday was Father's Day. So my dad transitioned back in 2006. Was it 2000? Yeah, 2006. And then my brother, one of my brothers, or was it two? Was it two or one? I had two. I had a brother on my mom's side, transitioned in 2008. Then a brother on my dad's side, um, just before him. So that was 2007, because he transitioned right after my dad, right? So then after that, um, it was my uncle, my mom's youngest brother. So my mom is the only one left out of 9 siblings, or is it 7? I think it's 7. It wasn't that many of them. 7 siblings. 7 of them, I believe. 7. So my mom is the last of the Mohegans. and and my grandmother and my grandfather's children. She's the last of the Mohegans. And when these, it was kind of tough dealing with my dad's transition. And then, and I couldn't believe it, I was able to speak. I was able to speak at his memorial service. And then my brother transitioned and I did his obituary. But when him and my dad transitioned, it was like there was a process. So the grieving wasn't so traumatic at the end, and I was there. It's like, yeah, it still was hard, especially at the memorial service. It was hard, especially with my brother. But, and I never forget the, I'm talking about, yeah, I'm going to talk about it because it's where I am. I hope y'all don't move it along. Let's see, who is this? Hold on one second. I don't know. And bear with me just a moment. Okay. I think that did it. Yeah, that person's getting out of hand, so they gotta go. All right, get out of hand, gotta go. Hopefully I can catch it. So anyways, y'all, so I want to talk about this because I was like, when my brother transitioned, we all met over to he and his wife's house, and we all got the phone call. All of us was all there every day anyways. because he was in hospice. So one of us was there around the clock. Somebody was there, except for when they were sleeping. You know, give my sister-in-law her privacy. But the brothers and sisters and my mom, we were there around the clock, right? So I'll never forget, after he transitioned, we were waiting on, the coroner to come. And my sister, who is a nurse, she's like a supervisor of nursing. She went in to make sure before they came. She said, "Let me check him over because that's part of her job or her job what she does at the hospital." So, anywho, I just heard this cry come out of, oh, I'm getting hearts. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I heard this cry come out of my mom that I've never heard, I don't think, from anyone. It was like, I never heard it before. So I told my sister, I was like, I think you should go in there and check on her. I know what to do, for her. Because I think all of us I still was in a zone. I couldn't eat after my brother transitioned. I couldn't even eat. So my mom ordered everybody breakfast. We were over there all day. And I just couldn't eat, okay? And she ordered lunch, then dinner. I just couldn't eat, okay? So she was like, "Tammy, you got to eat something." But I couldn't eat. So, anywho, but I did eat over the next few days. So, thank you for those hearts, y'all. I'm going to try not to cry this whole video, okay? But, dealing with grief, that's what this is about. So, usually, y'all, I only cry around family. So, y'all family, okay? So, the way I dealt with that was I was there every day and I cried. I never forget. And when he passed, I wanted to do his obituary. So that was my way also of dealing with the grief there. I did his obituary and I thought it was just awesome because I felt like I knew him quite well, spending a lot of time with him. He played at the Apollo, he played the trumpet, and he was a person who played at the Apollo. A lot of people didn't know that, but they knew it from reading his obituary, So he was a certified mechanic, pretty much a jack of a lot of trades, but those are two of the main things. But anywho, moving on. And that was one of the ways. And I know when my dad transitioned, my brother asked me to speak. So I know when we were at the memorial service for my brother, you know how they walk the family around? Everybody's already sitting down. And walking towards the casket, I just collapsed. I didn't think, I just collapsed. So, my brother, one of my brothers, I got a big family, y'all. Huge family. So, one of my brothers picked me up. He was like, "Dad, girl, you can't walk." That's the funny one, okay? Yeah, so, he's a serious one, the funny one. But anywho, I guess he just had to say something. But he picked me up, carried me to the pew. And so then moving right along. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know where this tissue came from. Where I get it from? I don't remember bringing any tissue in here. Oops. Guess what I need is already here. Excuse me. Oh, wow. I may have to grab some more tissue. Hold the line, y'all. So, and I don't like to cry when I'm talking because, of course, you can't cry and talk. That's why a lot of times I try and suppress it when I'm doing the videos because you really can't cry and talk, okay? But, moving along, you know, other people, I think they only, I had a sister on my dad's side that transitioned when I was 17. My grandmother transitioned when I was 14. I remember we went to the hospital to see her and came home and my mom, I couldn't sleep. My mom was like, Tammy, you don't have to be scared of the dead. It's the living you have to worry about. But anyway, that's just going, moving right along. Then, I had a niece to transition during the pandemic, and it wasn't from COVID. And yeah, beautiful. And it's like, wow, these transitions are beginning to get closer and closer. And I'm not, I remember I took all I don't know if I told you, I took all my prereqs for nursing, but I never went into the program. Because I said, let me do, what is it, CNA to see if I want to do it. But I really didn't, I liked it, but, sometimes when I would work around the nurses, I decided that really wasn't what I wanted to do. So I started getting people who would like me. So it moved over into like home health aid. So people would refer me to individuals and stuff. And to one point, I just decided that just wasn't the side of the field I wanted to be in unless it was a close family member that I was caring for. But I'm bringing this up because I think God prepares you for whether it's around you or yourself, because like my mom says, told one of her friend's daughters, all of us will have our day. So you can't be mad at God, She was saying how she was mad at God because he took her, some of the closest people that she loved, like her grandfather and someone else. And my mom was like, baby, if you live long enough, God's coming back for you too. All of us have our day. I know some of us believe in the rapture, however that takes place. And if there is one, it hasn't occurred yet. I believe it's happening all the time. But anyway, because you never know when your world's going to end, okay? But anyways, I started doing home health aid, and I would get referrals. So I was kind of like having my own business, because people were recommending me. Yeah, that's it, right? Just word of mouth reference. and I started, I ended up in a lot of wealthy places because of that. But I started getting hospice cases. And I remember when my brother was on hospice, we had someone there. They sent someone in with him for, I think it's the last couple weeks. I think the last 2 weeks. But I told them, you know, before they sent me on the assignment, I said I just can't administer. I don't know what the medication is called, but I just can't administer hospice medication. You know, so if that's what you're looking for, like when I go to the homes, I told them I just can't administer the medication, but I can do everything else. So I would always leave though before the person transitioned. I didn't want to be there, even if I was there on assignment. I always knew. It's like I always knew when it was gonna happen. You know, I never forget one case I had. And I'm gonna get to where I'm getting to, but I don't want to drag this video out. This live probably gonna be long, but um, I remember this one. There was a special case, and I felt like, I don't know, it was something about this one. This man, he was like 90 years old, and he was on hospice, and I had been sent into care. His wife was there, almost if that was like an assignment, a spiritual assignment. I don't know if y'all understand that. And it's like he and his wife knew I was there on assignment, because I got a phone call. I was getting phone calls, right? And she was like, no, you tell them no, you're not taking the case. Because people were just recommending me, right? And she was like, tell them no, we want to keep you here. My husband loves you. So I got to see a lot of the grieving process there. Grieving even takes place even before the transition happens, because the wife knew what was happening and the husband was having a hard time transitioning because he had always taken care of her. And I guess she felt the same. What is she going to do without him? So I got to see that, you know. Anywho, but I also have this gift where people get better just around me. I never forget, even though he was on hospice, and y'all, his daughter came over, right? And he was standing up. Wait, one day she came over to show y'all. It's so funny. Wait, she came over and he was standing. Oh, I done knocked over my drink. So he was standing. She came in the room and he was standing in like this and combing his hair. I guess she said, she came in, she said, what did you do? You know, usually somebody be glad if they see somebody up, you know, feeling better. But he was up, combing his hair, standing there, top way. Y'all, wait a minute. She said, oh my God, what did you do, right? But anywho, oh God, them white spots from the gel in my hair. But she's like, oh my God, what did you do? But anyway, it was kind of funny. But anyways, his brother, I guess they had told his brother to come see him. His brother came to visit, whatever, what have you. I'm trying not to make a long story short, okay? But they started having someone come in and administer the medication because I wouldn't administer it, okay? So after a while, he would start describing to me what he saw, y'all, things he was seeing. So anyways, I told him, I knew that the one day that would be my last time seeing him. I stood at the foot of the bed and I was like, you know, don't have too much fun without me. I knew that would be the last time. So his daughter called me, I think that Sunday, told me that he transitioned. You know, anywho, make a long story. I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to get to with the story. So I would always leave before it actually happened. So one case I got where the family wanted somebody at the hospital. And I went there, so there was always a nurse with me. I wasn't there by myself. There was always a nurse present, but they always wanted um, a caregiver per se there. So, and I say this time, I started to leave. For some reason, the person who was coming to relieve me after my shift didn't show up. And usually I would just leave, but this time I said, you know what? I'm going to stay. So I stayed, and I had on my gloves and everything. And I just wanted to see, during the night I was, taking vitals as well, because I wanted to do the process, making sure the person was comfortable. And I was feeling the body, and I noticed that the body was starting to get a little cooler than usual and normal. The temperature was dropping, but the heartbeat was still going, right? So I stayed until that shift was over, and the nurse went in and checked, and she was like, oh, I think she's checked out. But anywho, so I wanted to stay, and I noticed that, it's your spirit per se that gives like everybody, the normal temperature is like a 98.6. And if it's too high, there's something wrong. And if it's too low, there's something wrong. So I stayed for that process. I didn't per se, I got a call coming in. I hope y'all can hear me. I had a call coming in. I didn't run, I stayed. That's the first time I stayed. Okay. And I think that was the last case I did, and I decided I wasn't going to do that field like that anymore. I'd rather be, I'm sorry if y'all put it like that, but a part of the other side, per se, of the healing process, and not that. So I didn't take any more of those cases, but I did stay for that one because I just wanted to, I wasn't afraid of facing that. I wasn't afraid anyways, but I just wanted to see. But anywho, see what it was like, but the nurse did everything after that. I really didn't have to do anything, so that was a plus. She had to call the family, call the family in, and blase. So after everything was done, I was able to leave. But moving forward, uh, I kind of feel like that kind of prepped me for dealing with some things, because I've always seen my mom in the utmost health, and like you think I have energy. To me, she was always energetic, just full of life, full of energy, just always. And then as she aged, her body started to change, and you watch that. I said I was going to look up the name of this book. And so able to watch her, and I feel like she's having a graceful aging process. But I've had, say, a niece that transitioned, I'm getting back to this, during the pandemic. And just beautiful spirit, beautiful smile. She just always, but she dealt with a severe case, I always say, I don't know what they call it, diabetes, even from a young age, because she started giving herself shots really, really young, very young. But God blessed her with a full life, and she had 2 children, which she was told she would never have any children. And her mom found her. So, and I kind of feel, because I'm not in the state anymore that most of my family is in, or a lot of my family is in. And because there wasn't going to be a memorial service, I didn't go. But after, I don't know, I don't know why, but I know when um, my brother passed and I was walking up to his casket, I don't know why, I just couldn't walk. Just got limp. My body just went limp. I didn't faint. And then I had a nephew who had a traumatic death, and just before I came here, and I went to his memorial service, and I remember walking up to the casket. I just felt like there was no air, just no air, you know. There was just no air, and I also remember I tried to think of the fun times like when he was born. It wasn't a case like my niece, but it just was we have a pretty, at least at one point we were pretty close. And when he was young, I remember sitting up there just holding him for hours. Just that one. I didn't do it all the time, but just that one day, I went to the hospital after he was born and just sat up there with his mom for hours, just holding him. And um, that was just before I left Florida. And it hurt me so bad with my niece and my brother because I was like, wow. Because my brothers are their dads. And I was like, wow, they're hurting, you know? So that made it worse. Because I was like, wow, my brothers are hurting. I can't imagine the hurt. You just want to share some of the pain. So, anywho, for them. But anyways, grieving, dealing with grief, y'all. So, we were able to stay there. And um, I wasn't able to be around my brother with my niece because of the pandemic. They didn't even allow for memorial service then, or funeral services that people are, I believe that's what they refer to them as. So most people do anyways. So that one is like, in a way, I was like, one of my brothers and I was like, is it good, better not to even just go to a memorial service? I say, sometimes I think so, because I always said, I was like, wow, I was like, I always had my mom in my life. I can't imagine it. We had this conversation some years ago, probably about not a long time ago, probably about 5 years ago. I said, I just never imagined life without her. I don't see me being able to attend a memorial service for her. So I said, but we never know who's going to go first. You never know. Okay. You just never know. But, um, moving right along. So, yeah, so we didn't have one for her. And, but yet still, I know the parents still feel it greatly, you know, but it was a hard process even when that occurred. Now, then coming up forward, I had a niece that just transitioned last month. Y'all, I'm sorry, that one did it for me. It just did it for me. So it's like, that one I guess the closer you are, I don't know how it goes because the relationships are all close. But she and I talked a lot. She always called me since I moved to Georgia. She would always call. her and my sister, one of my sisters would always call. And, and yeah. So I had a niece that transitioned here last month, and I just got numb. I just was numb. I was feeling, I say sometimes I wonder when you are spiritually connected. I know I'm an empath anyways, where you just feel everything, right? But I know right after she um, passed, there was just a numbness, just numb. Just numb. Just felt like, I don't even, that's all the way I can describe it. Just numb. I hadn't felt that with the others. But with hers, I was just numb. But I know just before her transition, before I was told that she transitioned, I just felt really tired, like I needed to rest. I felt just like I needed to rest. So I took a couple days to just rest. And then I got that call. And I just felt like, oh my God, I don't know. Never felt like some, anywho, when you call to tell somebody that, you need to ask them if they're sitting down. It's not good to, that's really true. If you're giving somebody that kind of information about somebody, you need to make sure before you give it to them, they're sitting down. Are you sitting down? Are you standing up? What are you doing? You know? Yeah, that's important. But I was in a grocery store and I just went blank. I just felt numb. So just numb for days. Couldn't believe it. Called her phone, and I guess I wanted to make sure. My sister answered the phone. Her mom answered the phone. I guess her companion had given her mom the phone. So I didn't expect for anyone to answer because I figured maybe he had it, and I didn't knew he wasn't going to answer because I know he's probably grieving worse than we are. You know, that they've been together for a long time, for quite a while. About 12 years, I believe they were together. So, anywho, there was a different process, I think, with her. It was unexpected. Like well, I said my brothers and my dads, it was kind of like a process. So it kind of was, even though we had a chance to deal with it in process, I guess you could say, so the blow wasn't as hard. And with my niece, you know, the first niece, we would always talk, but this niece, you know, I kind of was there with her and helped raising, and she would always reach out to me, always call, always talk to me, and things of that nature. And I've told y'all about our other occurrences. I was there when she almost transitioned when she was just 4 months old, and I was like, there's a process with this one. I'm like, if I had just been there, and I could have saved her again. I really feel that. Yeah, I feel that. I believe that. But who knows? You know, you know, you can't question. You can't question the divine Most High. God is sovereign. But that's what I went to thinking. You think about what you could have done, should have done. That's a part of it. So there was this numbness. I wouldn't say denial, but questioning, is it real? So I called her phone. I want to know, is this really true? Hoping it's not true. Um, then, so if somebody else watches this video and you're dealing with grief, yeah. Depending on what the situation is, there are processes, okay? Um, how much you all stayed in contact, even over, the lifetime. And and how things took place. And I was wondering, I was like, if she was dealing with something, how come she didn't tell me? I could have helped her. You did what you could have done. Then go to blaming people. Yeah, you get probably get upset with God. It's just, God, no, not this one. I know you're sovereign and everything, but you sure you did right thing this time? So yeah, and I'm wondering, I was like, with all that family around, you go to try to, blame it. I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but anywho, this blame, and you think about what you could have done, denial, numbness, depression. Sometimes you don't even, and with grieving, I think, I'm not gonna think, depression is healthy for a certain period of time, because grieving, if you lose, whether it doesn't even have to be a loved one, sometimes it can be a relationship, it can be employment, um, it can be something, a valuable position, um, anything that you're used to being in contact with, whether it's a person, place, or thing. You can grieve separation, you know. So grieving just doesn't have to be from losing a loved one. It can be from separation, or just losing, feeling like you're losing in something, you know. So that process. So, um, in grieving, it's healthy. It's healthy. However, I believe there are stages, and at some point, you should be able to go on with a healthy, keep living your life, because you have to. You have to keep living your life. And you have to hold on to those beautiful memories that you have of your loved ones. And that's what you mainly want to focus on, after you go through the grieving process. But I still find myself um, breaking down at times. I just do. Because that niece is kind of like, she wasn't my child, but kind of felt like it sometimes, okay? Yeah. If you knew the whole story, you would see what I'm saying. But she's my sister's daughter. Um, I kind of like my child. And I say, one thing I wish I had shown her, and this is the only regret that I think I have. She wrote me this, like a handwritten. The only regret I have with her is, like, she wrote me this handwritten Hallmark card when she was in the 4th grade. And the way she had presented it to me, like, I prepared this really great gift for you, and I've just been waiting to give it to you. It was just the presentation, like, she done something really great, and she don't know. That was the best Mother's Day gift. That was just the awesomest and I never threw it away. And I wish that I had showed that letter to her. She probably forgot about it. She probably forgot about it. She even wrote the letter, but I never threw it away. It's in my photo album. But I wish I had showed it to her, and told her about it before she left here. And I kept her, what is it, the high school graduation invitation with our picture and stuff. Yeah, because she made sure I got one, because we have a huge family. And she made sure I got one, okay? Because it was limited to the number of people that you could invite during that time, because it was so many people, and the stadium could only hold so many. So I had an invitation. And moving along, um, I would say, some people say, yeah, depression is not good, but it just happens when you're grieving. I don't care how many people are around you, there's just a phase of it you go through. But the thing is, it's not to live there. You just can't live there. You can't. Life goes on. The people that have transitioned are in a better place, and they don't want you here sad and not able to function. It's understandable for the grieving process. So I'll say with her, I experienced um, more of the process, more of it. Um, the denial process, which knowing people are not gonna, most people are not gonna lie to you about something like that, but the denial, I had to call and check, and then I was just numb, y'all. And I remember I would be driving to the store, or I drove to the store, and I just started, oh my God, letting out the ugliest cry in the car, okay? And I said, oh my God, were people looking after the fact? I was like, are people looking? But then, you think about, I think about her through her whole process, but especially when she was about, oh my God, I have a picture excuse me, that I took of her one Christmas. She had to be about, I'm thinking about 9 or 10. I think she's about 9 or 10. I got this picture of her and that smile that just shine. She's just been like that all her whole life, you know. But just how bubbly she was and is in her personality. It was. And her personality, very, very bubbly. Oh my God, everybody loved her from every race, every nationality, this girl. Everybody loved her, you know. But there were these, I went through the phases, and still, I'm just now, as a result of that, I'm to the point where I want to do everything on my bucket list. That, I was like, you never know who's next. And you never know when your time is going to be. Or some people do know, they say. I guess especially if there's a maybe people don't tell you, everything they're dealing with. And I'm kind of for that too. Sometimes you can't tell people everything. But I'm to this point now where I'm ready to do some things and travel. I think that's a part of grieving too. You may go through this phase of doing something. Person may do something they never done. What are they up to? But anywho, and I do feel family is important to be around. Um, Because when uh, my sister called, I called my sister and she answered my niece's phone. A little of the heaviness lifted just for that short time. Yeah, just for that little short time we were on the phone. And so, y'all, anywho, moving right along, dealing with grief. It's not easy, okay? Especially if the losing of whatever it is you are losing or separating from, there is I don't know, say seemingly more of a connection. The tearing apart, ouch. You can, it's like, try ripping your skin. Ow! It's like, can you do something else? But then y'all won't believe this. After all of that, okay? After all of that, I takes my daughter. Me and my daughter were preparing for a road, take her for, the road trip. So that night, I went to bed early, but then I woke up around midnight and I couldn't get back to sleep. So my daughter got up. She's finished with school. Look like I missed a call. I hope y'all can hear me. People keep calling me, right? They're calling me. Usually I don't get that many calls when I'm live. But so the night before we were supposed to travel, I went to bed early. And because lately I just haven't been able to do a whole lot. It's like I'm gradually getting back into the flow of things. I only did 10 Father's Day gift baskets. I only did 10. That was it. It's like I'm not gonna. I started not to do any, but I did 10. And but getting back, the night before our road trip, so my daughter, she's out of school, so she probably is not sleeping heavy anyways. She's finished with school for the summer, for the year, so she's out for the summer. And we were up talking. So we were, I hope y'all can still hear me because people are texting me and calling me. But I'm about to end this live. I don't even think I'm going to do the meditation. So I guess I need to answer the call. So come to find out, after a while I got to sleep. I think about 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock, 3:30. Then I had to be back up early. We were supposed to leave like 5 o'clock that morning and start the road trip. But I couldn't because I was too tired from staying up. So, y'all, during those hours that I was up, my sister transitioned. 2 o'clock that morning. Yeah, so I just lost a sister, y'all. Grieving. Talk about grief, okay? Yeah. So, on the road again. I am on this grieving road again. Yeah. And only thing, I'm not playing music with my friends, but I am on this grieving road again. So yeah, so my sister, yes, she was not doing well, and she's the one that is a nurse. She's been a nurse forever. She's a supervisor. She was supervisor for many years, and I always said, why? Anyway, for many, 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 many of years, but she's lived a full life. She's lived a full life, but yet still, I feel is young. You know, honestly, I thought my mom would be the next one. That's why I say you never know who. So I went to see my mom, and she's in a facility. I went to see her, and her body, even though her body is not all intact or, you know, kind of deteriorating per se. Um, Her spirit, you know, I was trying to see if she knew who I was. Because when I talk, she always get me and one of my sisters, you know, she's like, ooh, but not get us mixed up because she know who she's calling. But she would always say I sound like one of my older sisters. And she'd say, girl, you sound just like Lo, you know. She's like, you sound just like, but anyway, I don't think so, but that's what she thought. And, or what she thinks. So I went to visit her before I came back. And even though her body, you know, is not doing what she wanted to do or what I would like for it to do, her spirit is just so strong. And I was like, you know who I am? She was like, yeah, my baby. So that was good. She called my name. She said, of course. And then I asked her, I said, you know who such and such is? I called out my daddy's name. She said, then you gonna ask me that? Of course I know who that is, girl. So that was a really nice visit. So I was able to be there with her and feed her and stuff like that. So I may be off of, I don't know, I may be off of YouTube for about, yeah, probably till next week. I haven't really been on. So I had a sister, yeah, she transitioned. Yeah, this is after the niece. It's only been, what, 2 days? Yeah, yucky feeling. But, so I gotta go make another road trip. I do another road trip, yeah. So right now, I think, yeah. But I felt the, and with my sister, you know, I can hear my sister with me trying to grieve and be sad and depressed. She'd be like, girl, if you don't get yourself up, that's, if you don't get yourself, that's how my sister is. She's the tough cookie in the bunch, okay? She's everything. She's multifaceted. You know, she's this loving, caring nurse, nurturer. And then at the same time, she's the one she's the one in our family you don't play with. The boys or the girls, okay? You don't want to mess with her. So, yeah. So when I try to be immobile per se, I can hear her saying, "Care if you don't get yourself up." That's how she talk. That she got a little country in her more than me, I think. Care if you don't get yourself up from there. So y'all, so the grieving process, and all in all, through it all, life goes on. Okay? It goes on. It goes on and on and on and on and on. You gotta keep it moving. Okay, so, and I know with time, because with my brother and my dad, brothers, I've had a couple of people. I've even had another sister on my dad's side, but we really weren't close. This sister, she named me, the one that transitioned, she named me. And, because my mom had me a little ways up in age. Yeah, so this sister is pretty much old enough to be my mother, okay? And I spent a lot of time with her. And, yeah, she's like the second mom. Yeah. Because at my wedding, when I got married, I had her to sit with my mother. when I was married my ex-husband, yeah, my sister and my mom sat together because my sister is also like my mother, okay? So, in a way, all right? So, y'all, it's like now we have another angel. I feel like she always, when I moved here, and I was moving here not knowing anyone, and she had this concern. She called me while I was on the road coming here. We were talking, and she called me for about a year, often. Often for about a year when I moved away, because she wanted to make sure that I was okay, because she felt like, yeah, I'd done something out of the norm. Had done something out of the norm. So that sister, I feel like, you know, she's definitely an angel now that is watching over us. Yeah, that is watching over us. So yeah, dealing with grief, it's not easy. But if you still here, you gotta do it. All right, still have to deal with grief and go through the phases because it's normal. And grief doesn't always have to be losing a loved one. And I think it's healthy, 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 healthy. I try not to cry so hard here on camera because can't talk. And I don't want to break down in ugly cry. I don't want to do the ugly cry. So, um, yeah. So I'm gonna, yeah. This is gonna be a process as well. And I am thankful. We have through grieving, you have to hold on to those lovely memories because their presence is still with us. They've just transitioned. We have the memories. So even the more, I wish I am able to create um, more memories of the ones I would love to create with the people that are still here, or we are here, they're here. You know, so to don't take it for granted that the person you're talking to now is gonna be here. You think some people, you know, the last call you least expect. It's just, you never know what's next. But yeah, it is what it is, okay? And it ain't what it ain't. So dealing with grief, it's not easy, but it's doable, and you have to do it, okay? So like, I don't know, when my niece transitioned, all I could hear is, Auntie, I'm all right, in her voice too. And in my sister's voice, girl, if you don't get yourself up, okay, and keep it moving. You have to. All right, y'all. So I'm not sad. I'm just grieving. I think there's a difference. I think you do go through a little phase you're not aware of, but hopefully, if you're dealing with grief, if it's really depending on how intense the grieving is, you may even have to seek out. They have groups that you can be a part of, like bereavement groups that other people um, um, who have lost loved ones as well, and they can understand, because sometimes depending on the level of grief, I believe there are levels and phases, and how long you stay in that phase depending on the level of grief. I do believe you need to be around people who have experienced it. If you're around people, because I used to be one of those people where you had just never experienced grief like that, and everything you just want to, you know, I understand it, but to understand it more, there are some people that they may be there with you for a minute, but maybe not as long as you need that support for someone to be there with you while you are grieving. So even if you need to seek out support, like groups, they have groups where, or like now, I think I want to go and be around my family. That's my support group for right now, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So I may be, I don't know, I may do a live. Um, let's see. I don't know, I may do a live there. They got a beautiful place there. It's called the River Walk, I think. They renamed it. To show y'all that, go live and walk down there. Because that's also, what do you call it? It helps to, it's like on a riverfront, and it's very calming, very peaceful. So, yeah, something that can help deal with grief. So, yeah, for me, I feel like now I need to be around some family, because here, I really don't know anybody here. Not like that. And, I'm not gonna stay there. I was thinking about moving there, but I'm not gonna do that. You know, you still have to get on with your life. But I do wanna, because it seems like there's been quite a few back to back. It's like, oh my God. So even my nephew, his mom is my brother's ex-wife, the one that he transitioned back in 2018, and he was 18. His mom just transitioned about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a week ago. Yeah, I always felt like that really did something, you know. It was really, really hard for her. Of course, I remember when I was a secretary at this church for about 7 years, and this lady, her son, went off to college, and he went out while he was at college. He went out to some club. I don't know exactly how it went down, but he got stabbed to death, and she did not go to his memorial service. And when people came in there to talk to me about it, I understood why. I don't know. I understood exactly why she couldn't go, and she didn't go, you know, so I understood it. But y'all, yeah, I'm gonna go and visit some family, because my nephew, which is that sister's son, he preached, he's a pastor. He preached my father's funeral. So I kind of feel obligated in a way to be there, somewhat. Yeah, so y'all, in dealing with grief, it's hard, but as time goes, it gets easier. It gets easier, it does. And I know with the transitioning of some of my family back in 2006, that from then until now, I'm gonna get off the phone because people keep calling me. I'm getting so many phone calls. I've never got these many phone calls. I'm thinking, okay, I just keep getting calls and calls and texts back to back. So I I am gonna go and be with some family, y'all. Yeah, I feel like I need that, okay? And I'm gonna get off this live because people keep trying to call me. Let's see what people are saying here. Trippy Trappy, hi. Some mad, mad Manny, my vision. This a damn shawty. I like your bedroom set up. Well, thank you. Tank, how can we get in contact with you, love? I like what I see. You can, my email is elevatedlivingtoday@gmail.com. My email is elevatedlivingtoday@gmail.com. And I usually do, I am a life coach, but y'all, I've had to cancel some appointments. I won't resume until next week, Monday. So if you want to book a session with me, it's gonna have to be, yeah, because I believe in self care, and right now this is self care. So, um, if it is, it'll be. I gotta redo. I'm redoing my website too, y'all. I got my um, domain back, y'all. So some exciting things happening. But I'll be resuming back on Monday the 24th because I need to finish grieving and be with family, okay? Yeah, so dealing with grief, y'all, it's a process. But you have to try not to stay there, okay? Because I've seen even watch others go through, grief and um, grief or having to deal with grief, sometimes it changes you. Some people for better and some people for not so better. I say that. But it does have an effect on you, okay? And hopefully you let it change you for the better. All right? Um, Keep moving, keep pushing, keep living. You have to. You got to find a reason. Just think of all the good, wonderful memories, okay? And I'm going to try to sing a portion of this song before I get off of here. This ain't church or nothing, but I'm going to sing it, okay? Somebody says, cute Mallory, gorgeous goddess, thick and fine. I want my wife to look exactly like you. Oh, how sweet. Kwaku says your name, please. My name is Tammy. JC Moss, hi, beautiful. Hello, beautiful. Hi, thank you. My name is Tammy with Elevated Living Today, y'all. And I am a life coach. Yes, so right now I have to take some time for self. And I always say you want to serve from a full cup. And right now I have to do some self care for myself. Alrighty. So if you want to book a session with me, I will be back in business starting on the 24th, okay? And not before then. So this week I'm taking some time to thoroughly clean the next couple of days, and then I'm gonna be around family after that. Okay, so I gotta thoroughly clean. I just feel like doing that. I'm throwing away so much stuff. I've given away so much stuff. Try to travel light, and I still keep accumulating stuff. Okay, and I don't want to have all that stuff anymore. I just want to travel light. Travel light, travel light. The only most heavy things I want to keep are our beds. That's it. Okay? So, y'all, dealing with grief, exactly that. Deal with it. Don't let it deal with you. Deal with it. Okay? Cry if you must. Cry, cry, cry if you must. I'm telling you, I find myself, even after I found out about my sister, excuse me, I just found myself just breaking down on my road trip back home. Oh my God. It's just, I don't know what happened, but it just went, I felt numb again. And after a while, it just, the tears went to pouring. Okay? So, grieve if you must, but not to the point that you can't continue to live. It's your decision, though, on whether you are going to stay in that area or keep going. It's possible. You can win. You should be breaking down, like, I mean, like distraught. But then you're able to still keep smiling. You're able to still keep working, and you're able to still keep going forth with your life. Is just, to me, a miracle in itself. Okay, y'all? So, yeah. So I am going to be doing some, I may come back on here and before I do my, I don't know. I'll probably go live even when I'm there. I want to do I might do that Riverwalk live and let you all see it. I do want to experience that while I am there. And I want to spend a full day with my mother. That's something I want to do. I want to spend a full day, just a full day with my mother that I want to do. And and finish throwing away a lot of the stuff that I feel like I just don't need, or take it to a Goodwill or something. I know I've given some away. And y'all, I was out. I I made 10 Father's Day gift baskets, and I sold those. I gave how many? I gave some away. 2. I gave 2 away, and I sold the others. And I was out. It was this homeless man came. Oh my God, this man was so awesome. He quoted the whole 91 Psalms, but the way he quoted it was just so powerful. Oh my God. So, anyways, I was out. He kept me company for the little time I was out there. And I gave him one of the Father's Day gifts, the mug that I had made with the bowl. It had a pair of socks in it and a loafer. And this was in addition to so I did make a couple more because I had hats and t-shirts and mugs too, but I only made 10 full gifts. And so I gave him one of the mug gifts, and he was like, the next day, later on, I think it was, or the next day when I set up, he was like, I need some body wash to go with this loafer. So I just went and bought this gift bag and got some body wash, some shaving cream, and what do they call them? The blades, the shavers. I got that and left it in where I know where he told me his little hiding spot is. So I put it there. I left it there, but he was a real delight to sit and talk with y'all. But anywho, I'm gonna end this live, y'all. Okay. And I'm gonna try to sing this song before I leave. I know this is not church, but because of who you are, I give you glory. Because of who you are, I give you praise. Because of who you are, I will lift my voice and say, Lord, I worship you because of who you are. That's it, y'all. So that's pretty much what I'm in. I worship peace and beautiful blessings. Until next time, y'all pray for me, pray for my family. I'll see y'all in the next live or the next video.